That's a huge question. Present my warm-up tricks is probably a fronty tuck. Man. Being a dad now, I thought it would affect my mindset a little bit. Margaret Robbie. What's up? I'm Ryan Williams, aka R-Willy, 31 from the Sunshine Coast in Australia, and I ride BMX. And this is episode 10 from the GROMS. Let's go.
Question 1. Has being a dad changed your perspective of riding and attempting new tricks?
So, being a dad now, I thought it would affect my mindset a little bit. I thought I'd be a bit worried about riding and trying potentially new tricks, because it's more dangerous. You know, if it's a trick you haven't done before, there's more danger involved. But I feel like it's just kind of maybe more calculated. So obviously I'll second guess myself a little bit more, but I still have that confidence in myself to push it over the line, and give it a try. It's just more about, I do the trick maybe twice as much in my head now before I go out there and just send it.
Beautiful. Do you ever feel like giving up? What keeps you motivated?
I don't feel like giving up. I'll be honest with you, and I'd say kind of yeah, but not overall, not in BMX give up, but sometimes you rock up to an event here like X Games and you have a thing in your mind, the course is going to be like this, and then it's not the exact how you thought it was going to be, and you might have to reconsider what you want to do, but then you put in so much time practicing certain tricks at a certain height, certain gap, and then now that they're a bit smaller, so you kind of have to reinvent yourself and what you practiced. But you got to try get past day one. So I'm only just done day one, so that's kind of why my mind is still oh man, I can't do what I really want to do here. But it's day two, reset, and usually, as long as you keep a positive mindset, you usually adapt a lot easier. So I'm staying positive, staying adaptable, and we'll see how I come out tomorrow.
Question number 3. What was your first world's first?
First for me, it's actually surprising because it's still a hard trick for me today. It's a front flip, inward bri flip. So it's where the bike kind of does, if you do it standing up without a front flip, it's basically you do a front bike flip, but you hold on. So you kind of throw the bike flip, and then you end up having to do an X up, so you don't have to take your hand off, and then you unravel and your bike does a full front flip. So I do that in a front flip as well. So the bike does 2 front flips, I do 1. Front flip inward was my first world first on BMX.
Question number 4. What are your warm-up tricks?
Warm-up tricks, 100% my warm-up tricks is probably a fronty tuck. At home, first drop is usually a fronty tuck or a backflip. At the skate park, it's always just nose manuals. I love doing a manual. I feel like it does get easier, but it's always just as technical, and it's always kind of hard at first, but then you as you warm up, they get easier. So it's the same thing, even just a manual. I think manuals are the best way to warm up.
Number 5. If you had to choose between wet socks or throttle grip, what would you choose?
I have throttle grip on my bike right now, so I'm going to choose throttle grip 100% of the time over wet socks, because I don't know how you get wet socks, but that's just terrible. But I got throttle grip right now. I love it.
What is the key to your success?
The key to my success is persistence. I know in X Games, you only get a set amount of runs, but the work that I put in before it is the persistence and the consistency of why I go out there and I can perform. But for me, usually tricks take 100 tries. They've taken up to 1,000 tries, but you might only see on Instagram the 1 try. I try to show the more attempts, especially when I have a really grueling day. I like to show how much went into it. But sometimes you just see it on Instagram the perfect trick, but it takes a lot of time to get to that. So persistence is the key.
What's the worst crash you've ever had?
The worst crash I've ever had is, man, I don't know, smashing your teeth out really sucks, because going to the dentist isn't that great, although I have a really great dentist that did my teeth in LA, but I didn't have him when I first smashed my teeth out, so that was one thing. But I would say probably I separated my shoulder on tour and I couldn't ride for 2 weeks, which is it doesn't sound that bad, but when you have FOMO on tour, it kind of sucks. So not too many bad crashes yet, but that's what I'll go with.
Number 8. Why don't you do contests like Feast or pursue the Olympics?
Why don't I do the Olympics or Feast? That's because, I don't know, I find myself, I have a pretty interesting path in BMX, right? So obviously I was a scooter rider and I did competitions where it was 45-second, 60-second runs on scooter, and I could do that all right. And I would say I'm definitely more tuned to do that. than I would, like if I was at Feast, I would probably be better doing a scooter contest than a BMX contest if it's 45 seconds. So for me, my BMX was just at the skate park having fun. And when you ride the skate park with your mates, you don't really do 45-second runs. So when I was at the park with my mates, when I rode skate park, it was just kind of drop in, do a trick, do a few tricks, and then jump out. So that's kind of how BMX has always been for me at the skate park. It's never been like 45 seconds or 60-second runs. It's always just been having fun at the skate park with my mates, and then all of a sudden it was like Nitro Circus best trick, and then now it's like X Games best trick, dirt is 6 tricks, you know, it's the same thing. Like at the skate park, I'd only do 6 tricks and then jump out. So now it's like I can do 6 tricks, and so it's kind of the way I went about it. So all respect to the guys that do it, because I can't.
What was the changing point in your career? Did it just happen, or was it something that you worked towards and gradually happened?
So the changing point in my career, the first thing I think of is like I got on Nitro Circus. I got the opportunity to do Nitro Circus, right? And I did a double front flip, the world's first on scooter in that show. So it was about capitalizing on the opportunity that I got given. So I had the spotlight of doing Nitro, and I did really well. And then that kind of got me on Nitro, and then it got me to here today, like at X Games. So it's just about capitalizing on the opportunities in front of you. But I would say it's definitely gradual. You got to keep capitalizing on the opportunities in front of you. And if you prepare well enough, you can do that.
Awesome answer. Number 10. What's your best memory from a team tour?
My best memory from a team tour, for me, honestly, it's obviously to be on a Nitro, that's kind of my team now. But if I go back, it was like a scooter team, and that's why I'm sure kids used to have your little teams, and that's what that was like for me, because I was only 14 years old, and I was on tour with like my mates that were scooter teammates, and it was just like enjoying learning a trick with friends. I feel like that's what BMX is mostly about, because that's what you're mostly doing when you ride BMX. So definitely enjoy that as much as you can, because I think still that is the best part of BMX, is like learning new tricks with your friends in an easy, relaxing environment. I know it can be, you can get a hectic session, and it's the same thing. When you get to the big X Games, it's like more nerve-wracking, and obviously the rewards great, but it's not the same as like learning tricks with your friends right now. If you're doing that, that's where the path that you're taking, that's the best. The journey is the best part, so enjoy the journey.
Would you rather be a professional extreme sports athlete or a UFC fighter?
Easy question. I would so rather be a professional action sports athlete. I feel like fighting the ground is so much easier than fighting another person. I did some training like recently with some actual fighters, and I'm exhausted within like 2 minutes. You don't understand like physically what you have to go through to be fight, but I guess it's the same. Like if they jumped on a bike and we sent them down the ramps, they'd probably not be breathing properly in 2 minutes too. So, but I just like the fact that action sports is like, it's not a straight line. It's not like there's no right or wrong way to ride. I guess it's kind of the same in the UFC, but it's a bit more like you knock the person out, you win. But I like the fact that we can all win in action sports, you know, like it's not about fighting each other, which I respect greatly, but in action sports, it's all everyone wants everyone to land. It's just who's the best in the day. That's what I love about action sports.
If you could be one person for a day, could be anyone in the world, who would it be?
Margaret Robbie. Could be anyone in the world for one day. Wow, that's a huge question. Far out. My mind just goes to someone really rich, so I could like give money away to people that I care about, but I want to go a bit more deeper than that. So we'll go, man, I feel like maybe like Nyjah. We'll stick within action sports. I want to like someone that like Nyjah, someone that's just like great, but at a different sport, and like that's totally different. Like, cause skateboarding is like more technical feet. Like I feel like his feet movement is like incredible, and like dexterity in his legs and feet. Whereas like BMX is more upper body, I feel a little bit more. I know you pedal with your feet, but I feel like it's more like this is what's doing stuff. Whereas skateboard is real finesse. And I feel like if I was in Nyjah's body for a day, I could like absorb his finesse of his feet. All right, that was from the GROMS, from R-Willy. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.